right? To Kevin Samuels, what we can learn from him, right? So, anybody who doesn't know who Kevin Samuels is, he's a businessman that had a whole community that talked about, dating men and women and things like that. Trying to make everybody better, right? That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to make everybody better. And, he spoke a lot about accountability, right? And so what we have to remember is this: most people don't want to be accountable, okay? I hate to break it to you like that, but that's the reality. Most people don't want to be accountable for anything. They want to just live however, and whatever happens, happens. Listen, let me tell you this. I want to highlight three things. First thing is what we can learn from him. The second thing is what his death taught us. And the third thing is how do we keep his message going in the future. So let's go to the first thing we can learn from him is how to be more accountable. He talked to a lot of men and women about being in better shape, things like that. Like, you have to be in better shape. Like, I want you to be in better shape. I don't want you to be out here and be sloppy and be all over the place. Like, nah. I want you to be in better shape, right? I want you to work out, right? If you're going to be dating and things like that, I want you to work out. I want you to be in better physical condition. Don't be out here all sloppy, because what you're telling somebody is they deserve a bad deal, right? Dating you. You don't care about yourself. You don't care about your well-being, right? And so we can learn to take care of ourselves better, right? Period, right? Also, we can learn to raise our value, right? As men, we have to raise our value, not just financially. We have to raise our value mentally, spiritually, everything. We have to come in with good value. We have to respect ourselves, things we want to do in our future. We have to talk about the right things. These are all things we have to do as men, right? Just because you're a man and you go to work, you don't get a pass. What kind of work do you do? How do you delegate your time? How are you constantly improving yourself? What books are you reading? Right? What are you working on from the business side of things? What are you working on? If you have kids, how are you making them better? Right? Things like that. So all these things are things that we need to look at as men, that we need to work on. And, women, be more accountable. Don't just, I am the table. Like, all that kind of talk needs to stop. And you really legitimately need to bring something solid to a relationship to make that relationship flourish, right? You got to think about all those things, right? So the next one is his death, right? So it's coming out that he was with a nurse, and whatever they were doing is whatever they were doing, but that's who he was with, and he was having some heart issues, and he eventually passed away. So let's get into a few things, right? As a man, as you're getting older, you want to make sure you're getting regular checkups, right? You're going into the doctor, you're getting checkups, right? That's extremely important so you can catch something before it happens, right? So you're getting checkups, you're being looked at, if it's safe for you to take Viagra and things like that. If you're going that route, if that's safe for you, for your body, you're kind of researching and checking on those kind of things. That's for one, right? Number two, what you want to do is you want to live an active lifestyle, right? You want to do things to prevent issues from happening, right? So we want to talk about working out. We want to talk about going on riding bikes. We want to talk about rollerblading. We want to talk about playing basketball, playing football, sports, all these kind of things. Just living a very active lifestyle, right? That's what you want to do as a man, right? Consistently living an active lifestyle, right? That's what I want you to do. I want you to consistently live an extremely active lifestyle, right? Because that's going to make you more healthy and overall be better for you. Okay, so that's the second thing that I want you to do is really, really, really focus on that, because your life can't be replaced. You get one of those and you got to make the most of that, period. So you don't want to play any games with that. You want to be very serious with your life, and just live it to the fullest. You don't want to really play around with that kind of situation. You want to maximize your opportunities with your life. Really live a very flourishing, beautiful life. You don't want anything with your life to be in question, right? I highly recommend that you also, another thing is you take your vitamins, right? Your vitamins. You talk about your proteins, vitamin C, fish oil, all this kind of stuff. Take that, right? It's a great companion to your workout, and it's a way to combat things. If you do have any physical issues, that it at least helps, right? If something is going on, you can kind of catch it early and improve that kind of stuff. We don't want to be in a situation where we're on the floor, we're waiting for professionals to get there. It may take 10 minutes, it may take 20 minutes, and we're fighting against time, right? We don't want to do that. And the last thing, right, from his death is how we're going to keep his message going forward, right? We have to think about that, right? As he passed, going forward, what are we going to do, right? In the community, in any community, to keep somebody like that message strong as it is, how are we going to keep that message strong? What are we going to do? What are we going to learn, right? He has thousands of hours of material, right, that we can learn, right? A lot of the greats, AMS, Stephen Cole, already talked about it, right? Legends in the Metafair industry, roommates, Hafiz, you know what I'm saying? They all talked about it. Chris started the show, both of them for the roommates. Shout out to them. Great leaders in the men's improvement space. But yeah, we just got to keep this message going, right? We got to research his information, always keep his message going, right? Those are the things we could do, right? We got to keep his message going. And the very last thing I want to hit on is what we got to learn from this is keep a positive mindset, right? There's been people that's been coming out saying negative things and things like that. Nah, see, that goes right into not taking accountability. Don't say negative things about somebody that was really pushing positivity, that was pushing accountability, and that was pushing masculinity. A lot of times nowadays, no one pushes masculinity. Everybody tries to talk down on the next person, and that's taking away freedom of speech. Everybody can say how they want. Just because you don't agree with somebody, you don't really want to wish bad upon them. He actually helped people. MTR, shout out MTR, was talking about how mediocre to tourism reviews, right? He was talking about how, because they had a very close relationship, and he was saying how people hit him up saying like his content talked them off the ledge, and he knew the same thing happened with Kevin. So knowing that their messages are that powerful, it's just huge, right? It's just huge, and at the end of the day, we have to learn that. So, right? So here's the gift at the end of the video, right? I'm me, right? Champions Business Reviews. What can we learn about this on the business side, right? So, with Kevin Samuels, here's the thing. So he built a brand, right? And that a lot of his family can continue that brand, right? There could be a movie. There could be a movie that comes out, and they can get the rights for that because he built a brand. So when it comes to you thinking long term, just think about the branding inside of what you're doing, and think about your family. Like that's the legacy you left. Like I'm pretty sure that when we look back at this, when there's a movie, show, something that comes out behind Kevin Samuels, we're gonna remember that, okay, because he set himself up, because he stood tall on what he was doing. As time goes on, they can use that to build, right? And that's what we want. We want families to build on positive things like that, on the way he built his brand. They can execute off of that. So I would love to see a movie. I would definitely go purchase tickets and watch it just to see what they pull out of that. Things we didn't know about Kevin that we could learn through a movie, through a show, right? Through a series, through his family, right? He built a brand so powerful that people can benefit off of that in a positive way. So I love to see stuff like that from the business side, a movie, some type of production, people close to him, documentary on his life and kind of the people that he inspired and the people that looked up to him. So let's see something like that get built, and get produced for the future, for the world to see the great work that Kevin Samuels did, man. So I want all my champions to continue to make winning plays. We got a few, little work we got to do. But yes, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Thank you for everything you did to push accountability, to push realness, and living your truth. All right. So when it plays every day, Champions Business Reviews. Hope we'll be able to get back on here later today and create some more content for you guys when it plays. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.